and welcome back. This is your man Warrior, and this is an update video for anybody who just wants the newest and greatest information and given to them really quickly in a short formatted video. So if you go into the game, there will be a client restart and some new downloads. In the inbox, you're going to notice that there is a character update. We kind of all knew that was happening. So for the month of February, it's Kylo Ren, and it's not updated in Swagagaga yet into swgoh.gg. It's not updated. So let's just go over this really quick. His lash out ability is now going to grant additional turn meter, an additional turn of retribution. So he'll get an extra round of retribution, and it grants turn meter to first order allies. So you can see, just like the other rework, they're probably going to be reworking all of the first order, especially when you see lash out giving additional turn meter to first order allies. For Outrage, it's now going to stun the target while Kylo has full health. So even if his protection is being hammered down, as long as he has that full bar of green health, he's going to stun the target, and it deals even more damage while he's damaged. So the more he's damaged, the more his Outrage is going to do, and stuns. Now, what's really cool about this is Kylo's an awesome character in the game, and he's also a well-known, obviously, character within the Star Wars. And in one particular scene, Poe Dameron tries to shoot him, and he literally stops the bolt and stops Poe, freezing him. And that makes this Outrage pretty awesome because it allows for him to stun, and that's kind of his personality, right, is to stun targets. So for Outrage now, he can stun the target while he has full health, and it will deal even more damage when he's damaged. As far as Unstoppable, it's now going to grant him stacking offense and defense. Stacking is important because that means it's going to allow for them to go together whenever he takes damage. It also will greatly reduce the damage he takes from percent health damage effects, such as damage over time. So anything such as that does percent of health, which would be like Expose. Expose is going to do 20% of damage to the health. You've also got someone like Baze, who does a percentage of health damage on his AoE Dispel. And the damage over time does a percentage of health as well. So any of those damage over time to health things, the health damage percentages, it's going to reduce that. So they're telling you to revisit Kylo Ren and also revisit your first order. So I'm guessing that the first order, I don't know if they've gone in and reworked any of the other first order yet, and I don't know if they've been reworked, but why don't we just go to first order and we'll take a look at them and just see if any of this has changed. All right, it doesn't look like it has there. Deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict offense down for 2 turns on a critical hit. If first order TIE pilot has advantage, he also inflicts buff immunity and health down for 2 turns. Yes, they reworked all of the first order. This is definitely a rework. This is awesome. He's going to, as long as he has advantage, he's also going to inflict that buff immunity and health down for 2 turns. Sweet. And now he has his own Zeta. Yes. Oh, this is awesome. So his current unique has been reworked to say he gets 15% critical chance and 20% critical damage and gains advantage for 3 turns whenever any enemy falls below full health. And they used to say below health for the first time. They've taken that away. Now it just says anytime they fall below health. So for any of those teams where they fall below, go up, fall below, go up, he's going to get this and keep this advantage, which is going to help him be able to apply that buff immunity and that health immunity. Plus, if you Zeta him, he's going to do plus 15% critical chance, plus 10% critical damage. I mean, this is crazy. That's 30% critical chance. That pretty much guarantees he's going to crit because of how high his critical chance already is. When you get a character into the 60s and 70s and 80s on critical chance, it's happening most of the time. And then another 10% critical damage, which adds another 30% critical damage, which is basically like he's modded that way without even needing mods. It also says the first order TIE pilot has 70% chance to gain foresight for 2 turns whenever he loses advantage. So now he's going to get foresight whenever he loses advantage, or he'll have advantage. So that's pretty crazy. It's basically like giving him what the other TIE pilot, the TIE fighter pilot, has, which is that foresight. So that that makes him really, really awesome. I am so excited about the rework to him. Let's look at Captain Phasma and read her abilities. On onslaughts, it says deal physical damage to target enemy and inflict defense down for 2 turns on a critical hit. If this attack is not a critical hit, Phasma has a 50% chance to gain advantage for 2 turns instead. So she's either going to have advantage, which guarantees a crit, or she's going to crit. So she's going to be critting a lot. This is pretty awesome. Victory Mark says all allies get 50% turn meter and the ability to have crits guaranteed. Now, why this is important is she gives advantage to everybody for 2 turns on her team. And now that guarantees their crits, but it also incorporates any character that has if this person has advantage, they get X. This is going to give them that, whatever it is. Fusillade, it says the deal physical damage to all enemies with a 75% chance to inflict speed down. That goes to 90% chance to inflict speed down with the Omega. And Fire at Will, it says whenever an ally attacks, they will have a 60% chance to call a random ally to assist if they're first order, because it triples that assist damage. And then it says it will deal 15 less damage, but this takes away the damage penalty, so they'll do their normal damage. It also says this chance is doubled if the attacking ally is first order. So it basically brings it to and 20% potency for the far right as well. So they give them more potency, and it triples the assist chance. And it says if any ally had advantage, they'll regain it. So this is her leadership ability, which basically puts them in advantage for the entire turn, which means they're going to always be getting the abilities that advantage gives. Kylo Ren, we went over really quick. I don't have him completely. I started working him when I heard that he was going to be reworked. So these aren't going to be completely maxed out, but he'll deal physical damage with that 60% chance to inflict healing immunity and a 75% chance to inflict that damage over time. Lash out. By the way, his abilities can be used on any team. You don't have to go first order to use Kylo Ren. That's kind of cool. He's going to be versatile. The way they built his kit, he can be used in other teams. He does not have to be used in a first order team. But if he is, he's going to bring more synergy to them as well. Lash out will deal physical damage to all enemies. He'll gain retribution for 1 turn. Again, they're going to extend this to another turn. And then also first order allies and allies with advantage are going to gain turn meter. And we all know they're going to have turn meter, and they're all going to be first order. Or they're all going to be first order, and they're all going to have advantage. So they're all going to get this twice. It's 50% turn meter. That's nuts. And then outrage, it says it deals physical damage to a target enemy, and if Kylo has full health, it's going to stun him for 1 turn. And the attack deals 75% more damage if Kylo is below full health. So that's a lot. What this is kind of reminds me of, but it's selfish versus selfless, is Jedi Knight Anakin. Jedi Knight Anakin, as soon as someone falls below that 50% health mark, he comes in, or when they die, he comes in and does 75% more damage. So Jedi Knight Anakin is selflessly doing more damage to the opposing team because the people are being hurt on his team. This one is a temper tantrum as sorts, where if he goes below the full health bar, he's going to start to deal 75% more damage, which makes him pretty brutal for sure. So that's pretty awesome. And then Unstoppable, it says whenever Kylo takes damage, he'll gain 50% defense and 15% offense, and he has a 50% chance to reset his cooldowns. Kylo takes reduced damage from percent health damage effects and gains 10 speed for each debuff on him. So he's going to punish the other team for putting debuffs on him. And it says whenever Kylo uses a special ability, he gains damage over time for 2 turns. So do you see what this is? Whenever he uses a special ability, he's going to get dots on his head. Those dots on his head are going to speed him up. He's going to hurt himself, just like in the forest when he was pounding on his injury. This is like self-inflicting to speed himself up. This is really, really, really cool that they reworked this. That's pretty awesome. So I'm really excited about the Kylo Ren rework as well. Let's go into First Order Officer. Now, I don't have him up very high as well. For First Order, It says on capitalized, dealing physical damage to a target enemy, it will have additional critical damage. And if an ally has advantage, this is guaranteed crit. We know someone's going to have advantage. It's bound to happen. So this will be pretty much a guaranteed crit. That's exciting. Marching orders, target other ally gains turn meter 70%, and it's going to go up higher and higher. So it's going to basically give them another turn, 100% turn meter eventually, and advantage for 2 turns. If that ally is first order, and they probably will be, they're also going to get offense up. So that's crazy. Pinning shot, deal physical damage to a target enemy with a 55% chance to remove turn meter. That percent and the turn meter will go up. Also, if any turn meters removed this way, each ally is going to gain 10% turn meter, and that turn meter is going to go up as well. Man, they've really made first order viable for sure. You could take an entire first order team in completely. And what's really cool is the Stormtroopers in this game have just really been turds for the most part, and they don't get enough love. I'm really excited that now the first order Stormtrooper has been reworked as well. He's going to deal physical damage to the target enemy with a higher than 30% eventually chance to inflict speed down. So he's going to slow them down, which is why they call it hindering shot. This chance is increased to 100% on a crit. Well, we know advantage gives him crit, so this is going to basically apply speed down every time that he uses it. The order Relentless, it says all allies are going to gain turn meter and defense up for 2 turns. He's going to speed the team up even more. There's a lot of turn meter manipulation in all of these characters, which is excellent because even if their base speed is not very high, they're still going to be getting all this excessive turn meter, which is great. Also, First Order is going to gain advantage and taunt. So when he taunts, he's guaranteed to give himself that advantage. That's exciting. And then Return Fire, this is unique. He has a counter chance of 50%, and that goes up significantly. This is another tank that counters, kind of like Sunfac counters and Fives counter, but he actually taunts like Sunfac. And of course, remember, he's going to taunt. They're going to have to hit him. When he hits him, he's going to counter, and then he's going to inflict speed down. So this is almost similar to Bays and Fives with the basics doing speed down. So it's really pretty cool that they've worked and incorporated that in. So you can see all the First Order has been reworked. I would definitely recommend going in with all of the turn meter manipulation that every one of these characters brings to the table. It should speed this team up significantly. So I'm really excited to be talking about the First Order. The other thing is we got in the inbox the newsletter Darth Nihilus. This is what everybody was wanting to know. Is it going to be Revan or Nihilus? Well, it's Nihilus. They've already come out. It says, prepare your best squads for the Lord of Hunger event coming this month. Now, what I like about this is it says Hunger event, Lord of Hunger event. Event means that it's PvE, that's player versus environment, means it's not a tournament, so they must be still working on that. However, it's nice. I like the tournaments a whole lot more. It gives us the ability to unlock the character potentially, and the higher you're at, the more you're going to get of him, which makes sense. So I really like to see that this new character is coming in, and he's another Sith, which makes me happy because we do not have a ton of Sith in the game. And then lastly, if you go into the data cards, we have a new pack, the TIE Attack Pack, powerful TIE ships. Now, I am going to rate this for you, so you'll have my opinion. You have 1 month to do this, so you've got plenty of time. The credits and the ship credits that they give, and the training bots, and the this gold 10 whatever it is prestige is really not worth it. Who cares? But it's really the new ship, the TIE Reaper, that you're going to want, and the TIE Advanced. And I don't have either one of these ships. You can see I'm at 45 of 80. So there's a huge hope or suggestion to obviously come in here and buy these packs. But let me do my analysis. You have to purchase these based off of what you get, and it says the pack guarantees 4 of each. So let's go off of, let's just say they're in their eyes generous and give you 6. What you're going to end up being able to get is 6, and it takes 50 just to unlock the ship. And so you're going to have to do like 9 of these purchases to get this. And for me, I would still need like 9 purchases, 9 or 10. So if let's say we do 10 purchases at 3,000 crystals, you're at 1,000 crystals. That is about $200, and that $200 would only unlock these 2 ships for me. You would probably have to spend more if you have less things, and I would not venture to believe, it says you could get a chance at 25 blueprints. I've bought these packs in the past. I've never gotten more than 1 or 2 shards over what the minimum is. And so my professional recommendation, probably tick off Capital Games on this, but I would not buy this pack. And this is why: 1, it is a huge financial investment. The other thing is, these ships are amazing, but I don't even have the TIE Advanced, and I am always in the top 3 in ships. You don't need to be, speaking of that, I need to work my way back up to number 1, but it looks like I'm ranked number 2, so I can go and knock out number 1 pretty easily and take it over. You don't need these ships. Every ship that's in the game, there's a unique harmony, and you don't have to have every single ship maxed out. You can have, certain ships that you like and certain ships you don't. Honestly, I really want the Millennium Falcon, but I don't have it. I would like the TIE Advanced or the TIE Reaper, but I'm not going to personally invest into those packs. So anyway, that's my 2 cents on the packs. I hope that you guys are excited about First Order and what you got to see in the First Order, and I hope you're excited about the Kylo rework specifically, and I hope you're excited about Darth Nihilus. So what are your thoughts about all of these things, from the rework to Darth Nihilus to the pack that they're selling in the store? Leave your comments down below. As always, keep your gaming on. Warrior out.